I need to sit up. Posture's horrible. Alright, welcome to episode 32 of FAQ Friday, the show where I answer your questions about Graphtech stuff and problems that you've got with guitars. And we did 32 of them so far. They haven't told me to stop, so. Alright, this first one is from Bob Brendel. Hi, can you tell me if you have a direct replacement graphite nut for a Mustang bass? The neck is quite a bit thinner than a P bass. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, so I'm assuming you're meaning Fender, and graphites, we don't make anything with graphite in it. Graphite sounds like garbage, is horrible to work with, does have lubrication properties, but that's about the only good thing about it. So yeah, we made one like 35 years ago. Dave made a graphite nut and then realized how horrible it is to work with. So then he did like some special magic chemistry stuff and came up with the material that we now know as Tusk, which is a man-made ivory and is impregnated with PTFE or Teflon, and that's where we get the lubrication from. So anyway, quick aside. Now, for a Fender, a lot of their nuts will have the same bottom radius as they do on the top. So the actual slot that the nut will sit in will have a radius. And if that's the case, you'll want to go for the PT1204. And yeah, that one will have the right string spacing, and you can just kind of sand the edges down just to get it right. If it is a flat slot, so the slot, again, that the nut sits in, if that's flat, then you'll need the PT1205. And yeah, they're both very similar, but it's just kind of the difference between either a curved slot. I'm trying to mime some things, I don't know what. Curved slot or flat slot. Curved, flat. Good to go. Alright, this next one is from Joe Jordan. Hello, I would like to upgrade my Chinese-built Fender Squier Strat. I purchased it new, and it was my first guitar. Kind of a keepsake. Purchased it, I think, in the late 80s, so I'm not sure how far to go with this project. I'm thinking new tuners, nuts, new tremolo, and I'm open to suggestions. What do you recommend? Serial number is blah 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 blah. So, for an older Fender, you can be good with the PQL 5000. You might want to go with the PQL 5010, which will be a little bit taller, just because at some point the nut may have been replaced and the slot might have been filed down a bit more. So yeah, the 5010 is very similar to the 5000, but it just gives you a little more height to work with. We don't currently make tremolos, but you can get the saddles, the string saver saddles that we make, and you can get those in either the all string saver material or a metal one with the string saver insert. And those will be the PS 8000s or the PG 8000C or 00 for, we got a bunch of different finishes if you want to get funky with the colors. And also the PQL 7004s for the string trees. I don't know why I completely forgot what a string tree was called. And for the tuners, they might have the Occlusion Deluxe style tuners on there. If so, there is a workaround. We've done a video that you can see here. And if not, then you can go with any of the 6-in-line tuners, and they'll come with plates in the box, and you can make that Strat the most badass Strat ever. Wait, Joey Jorgensen, isn't that the drummer from Slipknot? That might have been Joey Jorgensen or something. Anyway, PQL 5000, 7004, 8000s, 8721s. I don't have any room over here to, well, there's a little bit of room. Just all those things, and then it'll be awesome. More awesome. This next one is from Roy Michael Smith Robinson. That's too many names. You need to let the other kids have some names. Hi, Gary. I'm Justin. Gary's over there being grumpy. I have an Ynwie Malmsteen USA Signature Fender Strat, which is the Invisimatch recommended for it. Please see photo. So, this is what the tuners look like. And for those, you'll need the PRT 952217-C0, assuming you're wanting chrome. And then you can have like the best Ynwie Malmsteen Strat that was ever made. You know, more is more. You have more ratios, so it'll be much better. Alright, this next one is from Sally or James. I don't know which one. Which compensated saddle do you recommend for a Blue Ridge acoustic with some measurements? So, by those measurements, and for a good chunk of the Blue Ridges too, you'll want to go for the PQ 9272. It might be just a hair taller than you need, but you can easily sand that down with some 400 to 600 to, I don't even, do they make 500 grit sandpaper? Anyway, some fine grit sandpaper. And yeah. This next one is from Gary Cable. Hi, which Tusk saddles will fit a Tone Pros AVR1? So I assume you mean an AVR2. I don't actually know what an AVR1 bridge is. I think they just did an AVR. But anyway, it's the stamp that's going to be on the underside of your bridge is going to say AVR2. And for those, you're going to want a PS8516, 8615, and those should just be a drop-in replacement upgrade for the saddles that are currently in there. And then you'll stop breaking strings forever. All right, this next one is from John Cote, or Coyote, I don't know. Hi, I have a new Gibson 335 with a Bigsby, and I have tuning problems with this guitar. I've identified that the nut was too tight for the strings, as well as the angles coming off the nut going to the tuner studs were also a problem. These issues have been solved. However, I feel the stock bridge and saddles are still causing problems when I use the Bigsby. What options do you offer for this specific model with the Bigsby? Thanks, John. Depending on what bridge that's on there, you can either go with upgrading the saddles, or you can just go and upgrade the entire bridge with one of our Resimax bridges that are loaded with our string saver saddles. And our bridges are a lot more lightweight. They're like at least half the weight of the pot metal bridge that's going to be on there right now. They're also a lot more resonant, so you'll probably just, especially with a 335, they're a fairly resonant guitar acoustically anyway. And throwing, one of our bridges on there is going to drastically increase the amount of sustain and volume you get acoustically, and that'll in turn translates to when you plug it in as well. Also, they have a magnetic locking system, so there are two little neodymium magnets on the sides that will just magnetically lock it to the studs, and then it won't fall off when you're not strung up, or when the guitar's not strung up. I'm not implying you do heroin. And yeah, so the string saver saddles, they are also impregnated with Teflon, as I've said before, especially for a Bigsby, will just help the strings glide right back into place, and then they won't get caught up in there at all. As long as all the strings are stretched and the Bigsby set up properly, you shouldn't have any tuning issues after that. Oh, and the bridge you're gonna wanna go for is the PS8843-C0, assuming you're running Chrome. And those will be the 4mm posts with the string saver saddles and the Chrome. So yeah, go with that one. All right, this next one is from David J. Babin. I received the Tusk saddle I ordered, but noticed it was cut for a right-handed guitar. I'm left-handed, so do you have a saddle for a lefty? Yes. First off, lefty high five. Second off, the saddle that you ordered was the PQ 9400, which is the saddle that we make for Gibson. We don't make a left-handed version of that, mainly because I don't know that Gibson makes very many lefty acoustics. But you can go with the PQ 9280-L0, and that'll be the lefty version of a saddle that's very similar in measurements, and I think it's, just a bit taller and a hair longer than you need, and you can easily just sand those down to taste. But yeah, it's fully compensated for us lefties. And that was episode 32 of FAQ Friday. Thanks for leaving your comments and asking me questions. If you got any questions, leave them right down below. Hit the like button if you liked it, dislike the button if you didn't like it, hit the subscribe button over there and the bell, and then you can see playlists up there, and we've also got some promo stuff of new products coming out all the time. And yeah, follow us on Instagram and Twitter and, I don't know, LinkedIn. I don't know what the other one is. And Vero. Yeah, because that lasted. So yeah, see you next week. Party hard.